There's been a lot of talk this election cycle about whether some other high-profile Democrats could replace Joe Biden on the 2024 presidential ballot. But apparently the basement strategy is working for the ladies of The View.
There isn't going to be another candidate. No.
Yeah.
The candidate is Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He has run this country well. He has so much to run on. He's got better economy. Inflation is down. Job growth, more job growth than any other president in the past couple of decades.
His infrastructure bill created jobs.
So he has a platform to run on. The Republicans have zero to run on. And the best candidate that the Republicans could come up with is Donald Trump.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and Joe joins us now. Joe, if that doesn't sum up the "you will fall in line" mentality of the mainstream media, then I don't know what does.
I'm going to go all Superman 2 on you. Kneel before Zod.
Sure.
That's what that was like, right? You listen to somebody like Sunny Hostin, and you just feel sorry for her pets, right? Because that's only an hour we're exposed to that on ABC. At home, this is probably something that the pets have to listen to and can't talk back about in any way, shape, or form. It was fun watching the hamster wheel in her head try to reel off Joe Biden's accomplishments. And if I got to hear one more time that inflation is down, I'm going to go start running in traffic. It is not down. It's just not going up as fast. It's still nearly 3 times as high as it was when Joe Biden took office. The takeaway from that clip is fear. It's panic, because they see these polls now, especially, forget the national polls, swing states. Joe Biden is down in Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. If he loses even 4 of those states, Donald Trump is your next president. And the biggest number that I saw this week, Joe Biden's trailing among independent voters, the type of people that don't watch The View, by more than 20 points.
Yeah.
So unless Joe Biden is like a fine wine and he gets better with age, and not cottage cheese, which does not age well, this is looking like an election that, if you were to hold it right now, Donald Trump would be your victor.
Well, Kamala Harris is also on the campaign trail, and there was this New York Times article about how she may be laying the groundwork for 2028. Did you see that?
Yes.
If that's true, how's that going to play out?
NBC News had a poll out this week where Joe Biden's polling lower than any president since George W. Bush at the end of his presidency in 2008. The only person polling lower than Joe Biden at this point is Kamala Harris. So if she thinks that 2028, that she could run again, it's going to be 2019 all over again, when she couldn't even get to Iowa because voters rejected her. And then she blamed sexism and racism, which is an odd way to talk about Democratic voters, guys.
I think it's pretty telling, and it speaks volumes when their retort to the argument, well, Joe Biden is too old to run again, is just to yell really loudly. Yeah. It's a great retort. It tells you a lot.
I also don't think anybody's going to need to sit down for this next one, because the New York Times wrote an op-ed about Toby Keith after he passed away yesterday, and they criticized him. No surprise there. And this is one quote from the article. This author says, his choice to become a post-9/11 culture war champion overshadowed the work of a musician who was funnier, subtler, and more politically slippery than his most famous work let on. It goes on to say he was for many years a registered Democrat. Much of his best music was about how masculinity is performance, and though he sang movingly about the sacrifices of the military, he himself, unlike his father, had never served. And that last bit, Joe, man, I mean, if you ask any member of the military what Toby Keith did for them, especially serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, I'm sure they would say that they did more for them than the New York Times ever did. Why this unnecessary criticism?
We haven't even had the funeral services yet. The man just died yesterday. Stomach cancer, a horrible way to go after chemo, after radiation. And one day later, this is what you spit up over at the New York Times? Wait, let me get this straight. If Toby Keith wants to talk about Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue in one great song, or American Soldier in another great song that anybody in the U.S. military would say, that was my anthem. But Toby Keith didn't serve in the military. Therefore, he doesn't have the right to sing about this stuff. It has as much class, this obit, as the ladies in The View, and just... it's unbelievable that this man just died, and this is what we're reading.
His music was the great unifier during a time of such horrific tragedy.
That's the key point that this next quote I'm about to read doesn't understand. At the turn of the millennium, just after the September 11th attacks, Keith released a string of songs that were notable for their political stridency, commitment to American exceptionalism, and flexed bicep threat. He will be indisputably remembered first and most intently intently for this era of songs, courtesy of the red, white, and blue, the angry American, a thunderstorm of pro-war propaganda. Joe, Toby Keith came out and said, no matter how you come down on this war, for it or against it, you need to support the troops, and that is what that song is all about.
How is that even a debate, right? That is the most common sense thing that a man can say, right? Support the U.S. military because they're putting their lives on the line for us. How is that remotely controversial? But instead, you read what this man wrote in the New York Times, and he deserves all the criticism that he is getting at this point. Toby Keith, just 62 years old,
I will never
taken from us far too early.
Critical obits or op-eds after people die that don't deserve criticism. It's such a trend, and I don't know why. It may just be people trying to get clicks and be controversial, but it seems so classless and unnecessary.
And this was written obviously in advance, right? Yeah. Because we knew that Toby Keith was sick.
Oh, that's a good
point. So they put it out there the next day just to really hammer home the point.
Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.